We are back. Bob McCown, John Shannon with you. I said the other day that I thought the Blue Jays would be happy to take 2 of 4 against Kansas City. And I think you were kind of laughing at me.
I was.
Well, they'd be very happy, I think, right now, after their performance yesterday. It's a bad outing by Bassett. And you can make the argument 3 of the 4 starters,
Manoah
starters, have been
Manoah, Bassett, and Berrios. Now, Berrios yesterday.
Oh, Berrios, yeah. I said
Bassett was Sunday, right?
Yeah,
in
right.
St. Louis,
right.
and Berrios last night in Kansas City. Just, boy, oh boy, he was having trouble with the changeup all night long.
Well, and now you've got the guy that nobody really wanted to be the 5th starter,
right? Who
looked pretty good in spring training. Is a guy who you almost, I don't say you have to win a ball game, not in the first week of the season, but it's a pretty big ball game for him.
Yeah. Now you do wonder. Pete Walker is not with the club right now because of the passing of his father.
Yeah.
You do wonder, even if the hands-on nature that Walker has and his relationship with his pitching staff, how much of an effect that has had, even in the short term.
Next to none.
No? Okay. I guess he's not going to join the team until they get to Anaheim.
Well, he was with the team when Manoah pitched at season opener.
Yes, he was.
So that may tell you something.
Yeah.
He was with the team, I think, when Gausman pitched too.
Well,
so I don't think it's one. Look, you'd rather have your pitching coach with you. I don't think that's a help. But point a finger at that as being the reason why they're where they are? No, I wouldn't.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Bigger concern, starting pitching, or the fact that it took until the 9th inning of the 4th game of the season to hit a home run?
Hit a home run? Yeah, for a home run?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't care about the home runs. This is not a team like it used to be, where home runs were the factor. Everybody talked about you got to hit home runs. You got to hit a lot of home runs. And the Blue Jays have the kind of team that can hit them. We know they're going to get home runs at third base. We know they're going to get home runs at first base.
Yeah.
The middle of the infield is as good as any other at hitting home runs. The outfield, I think, is weaker than it has been in the past.
Weaker from the perspective of hitting home runs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But better defensively.
I think that's probably the case.
Yeah.
That's certainly the plan. I don't care about the home runs. I love the 10 runs they scored in the season opener with 19 hits and no home runs.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really positive sign. Now it hasn't turned into anything productive since then, but we've only had 3 games. We'll see.
They left a lot of guys in scoring position, a lot of guys on base last night, Bob. There was times we were just praying for a dinger. In innings 5, 6, and 7.
Pray for a dinger. I just pray for a hit. You didn't get hit.
Well, how many? Okay, so how many hits did Kansas City have last night?
No idea.
How many did the Jays have?
No idea.
They both had the same.
Did they?
Both had 10 hits. Yeah. So it's Kansas City for a team of no names. Kansas City looked pretty good.
Wow, they had one night.
Yeah.
They're probably going to have a 400 winning percentage when all is said and done, if they're lucky. I mean, the thing that I noticed is when they ran down the Kansas City lineup was how many guys I'd never heard of.
I know.
It's like a minor league team. They've been bad for a while now. You'd think they'd have some guys on their team that you would know. They don't.
No. I was thinking the same thing. Like I'm not.
Who are these guys?
I'm not the hardest core of hardcore baseball fans, but I used to know a couple of guys on every team.
It's a bunch of guys named who beat the Blue Jays. Yeah.
By the way, did you see the only team that's undefeated in baseball right now? Actually, no. There's two teams undefeated in baseball right now. Minnesota's one, and Tampa.
Yeah.
Tampa's 4-0.
Well, Minnesota beat Kansas City 3 times. I know that.
Yeah, but Tampa, there's
why
always
would you be surprised at that?
I know, I'm,
You know?
I'm one of those guys waiting for the bubble to burst in Tampa. That how are they always competitive?
Their hockey team and their baseball team, they're always right there.
Football team doesn't suffer either. So,
Well, they weren't great last year, and they'll probably be rotten next year, assuming their quarterback does not come back, which he says he won't, but I'm not believing that yet.
what? You're not starting that rumor now, are you? That you think Tom Brady's coming back?
I'm not. I didn't start the rumor. There's a lot of people that think
he's not coming back.
You think this retirement is for real?
This is for real. Yeah. So.
Well, if he looks at his driver's license and the age on it, he should have done that a long time ago. Then you're probably right.
You know, I mean, he obviously had lost some fastball on his speed on his fastball last year, but other than that, he got them to the playoffs one more time.
He wasn't the worst quarterback in the NFL.
No, he wasn't.
By miles. No. Now, he may not have been the best anymore, but I'll tell you what, if he said, I'm a free agent, let's go, there'd be 10 teams that would gobble him up in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat.
Well, he is a free agent.
Well, yeah, but if he said, I'm a free agent and I'm going to play next year.
And once Aaron Rodgers signs for his $50 million.
Yeah, would Brady go to Green Bay?
Well, no. Tom Brady's not going anywhere cold. Come on now.
Maybe.
Would you? If you had a choice between a warm weather city or an indoor city versus Green Bay?
I've been in a cold weather city my entire life. Well, most of my life. I had a few years when I was in Vegas where I wasn't, freezing in the winter, but and I long for those times, I'll tell you. I don't know.
Yeah.
Look, how long did he play in New England? And he didn't have to. He signed a bunch of contracts with them. He could have left when he was a lot younger.
Yeah, but you don't leave when you're winning.
You're right.
You don't leave when you're winning.
I don't think weather was a big issue for him. Look, everybody would rather be in the warmth than in the cold. I don't think what are we talking about? Like, who prefers cold weather over warm? I guess there are a few people, but there aren't many. Oh. Are you one?
Not with these creaky old bones anymore, Bob. You know that.
Well, there you go.
So it does make you wonder though how many players in any sport. You play baseball. Why wouldn't you play in a warm weather city if you could? Which is one of the reasons I think San Diego's been able to, between the money and the weather, it's a fun place. Yeah,
but San Diego's had 30 years of incompetence, so weather didn't help them all those years.
Yeah, that's management. That's got nothing to do with weather.
No team has traded more good players away than the San Diego Padres.
Well, none. That's an interesting one.